question.
Okay.
Well, take it down a notch.
I already started recording when that happened.
Oh, no. Take it down a notch.
What do we... I don't know. No, we probably shouldn't say what just happened. I feel like...
A little honk honk.
Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Anti-Socialite. I'm your host, Carly Cassidy, and today I have two lovely guests on. Do you want to say hello?
Hi.
Say hello, Dory.
Yeah.
Hello.
Dory and Will. I was about to be like Dory and say your last name, but it's your mate. Is a weird maiden name.
You're a Palmer now.
Yeah. I am no longer
Mr. and Mrs. Will and Dory Palmer.
That's nice. You know, it's always,
not the Mr. and Mrs.
It's always weird when you see the like Mr. and Mrs. Will
Palmer.
And you're like, Dory's like, I'm here too.
I made that very clear on our wedding invite, so we were not going to do that.
Oh.
Like, because you can address them different ways, and like the formal way is the man's name.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're not doing all that.
Yeah.
I let it slide, so we're okay.
Will's like,
Will had a really big opinion, clearly.
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm so happy that you guys are here in New York, from the great state of Texas, and I really wanted to have y'all on because what comes to mind, and I don't want to say this because I feel like then I'm going to forget someone, and someone's going to be like, my relationship is, like, great, too, but, like, I have, like, two close friends that come to mind when I think of people with, like, relationships I admire, and y'all are definitely one of them. But I like wanted to have y'all on because y'all are also like really fun, and I wanted to ask y'all about like stuff with like how y'all met and all that, and so and you guys, this is not sponsored by Bumble. If they would like to send you guys money,
send some merch.
Your Venmo is.
I should have reached out to. I was gonna reach out to Bumble
you
for
guys,
the wedding.
You're in Austin.
I know. I don't know why we didn't.
We should have.
They probably would have sent us like the trucker hats, and that would have been it.
Met so. The guy that I like volunteer with, one of the guys there that I met, he like was on the Bumble board of like advisors or something because he like helped design a dating app like before that. And I was like, I should be like, hey, I know a
success story.
I know these two little bees that
a Bumble love success story.
Yeah, we talked about it. We also talked about like sending wedding invitations to like celebrities, and that never happened.
What about the guy? Because you used to babysit like the guy from Supernatural.
Yes.
His kid, or used to take him.
No,
or were you there?
Swim lessons.
Oh, you were the swim
You
instructor.
didn't babysit.
Yeah, swim lessons. So that was cool. No, we weren't. We weren't cool like that.
Yeah, you and Jared Padalecki weren't linked up at the hip.
The other guy from Supernatural, I'm pretty sure lives
Jensen,
in Austin
yeah,
too.
he lives. Yep, yeah, and he also did swim lessons at the place that I worked.
Man,
but I didn't ever meet him. But yeah, that's cool. That's my really only cool connection.
So like, if his kid were to ever drown in the future.
It would be on me.
It
was a brief stint.
Was it funny because your name is Dory and you were teaching kids to swim?
I got that joke all the time, and even now, I don't know.
Would it be dads that were like?
I don't know. I'm trying to think like who was the one that was making the jokes. Yeah. Probably the dads.
Yeah.
Probably.
The kids are probably too young to even be like, what is.
Well, now I work with like the geriatric population, and a lot of what I do is like teaching older people like memory strategies. So I'll be like, oh, like my name's Dory, like, you know, like the fish, and they're like, like it's out of their generation.
Like P. Sherman.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
P. Sherman.
So that doesn't really work. That doesn't really work.
That would have been so funny because it's like the memory. You're like, you have memory loss, but I don't.
Right. I know. Well, sometimes I feel like I do.
Yeah. But then like, well, Ellen got canceled, so like.
Yeah, she's out. She's out. Is her show still going?
Yeah, she officially.
It got I think it got.
Dang.
Got shut down.
Was that for her? She was like beating the shit out of people or something?
I don't think she was violent. I think it was just there was a lot of stuff going on.
Like problematic.
But I also heard that she was mean, like allegedly.
Yeah, like bad to her staff,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
she seemed like an angry person behind the scenes for sure.
I do love her wife though on Arrested Development.
Portia?
Yeah.
Is she still married? I thought she got divorced.
No, they're still together.
I'm still going strong.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Miss Portia.
I'm surprised about that actually.
So how long? Wait, you guys been married for like what, like 3 months?
Well, 15 years now. To the day.
Hang on, March, April, May, almost
Your
3
first
months.
trimester?
Yeah.
Is it
We're in
safe
the first
that you made it?
trimester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've made it like almost 3 months now, which is like kind of embarrassing when people ask like, "Oh, how long have you been married?" And it's like,
Like,
"Oh, it's like 7 weeks," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Like that's not.
It's not really an impressive milestone for
Yeah.
sure.
Like we made it 3 months.
Yeah, I'll talk to people at work like, oh, Laura, how long have you been married? It's like March we got married. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, well, I've been married 29 years.
Yeah. So step it up.
But
Yeah.
those are the people that I feel like they're like, you don't like your spouse.
Oh, no, I'm
And they're
telling you, even at work, like when I, like before I went on, like we got married and went on the honeymoon, like I was like, hey, I'm going to be gone. And like, you know, family members and like whatever, they would be like, oh, well, what are you doing? And I'd say, I'm getting married. And they say, don't do it. Don't do it. Like they
Oh,
would
just remember, you can always try again. I get that one all the time. Like, just remember, even though you
Oh,
get married
God.
now, you can always.
Oh, is it because you get married young?
Yeah, it's
No,
you
not
guys
even
are chill-
that. It's
child
just like
brides?
the whole idea of
It's usually
marriage.
bitter,
Like
divorce,
divorce.
like divorced people who are just
Oh.
like love bitter, and they're like, just remember, like if it doesn't work out, it's not a big deal.
Which
It's
is-
like, all right.
Which is valid.
Yeah,
Like people
fine.
do get divorced.
But it's like it's not like when you know.
it's
you,
not something you say to like
I
someone.
feel
that's
like,
about-
Yeah.
but doesn't it kind of seem like foreshadowing? Like, well, if you think that's appropriate to say, you probably also thought things were appropriate to say during your marriage.
Right.
That didn't
That's
end
fair.
well.
That- I
right?
mean, it's
so
a
you probably have a
perfect thing.
communication.
But it's also just not appropriate. It's just like saying
Yeah.
like, oh, like we're expecting a baby, we're so excited. It's like just remember, like
like
you
your
can
baby
always
can
kill
get
it.
You
sick.
can always
yeah.
abort it. It's like
And you're like,
okay, like fuck off. That's clearly not the vibe.
Yeah.
And you could just be like, congratulations. My coworker, his wife is pregnant, and he's tall. He's like 6'6", and he said his wife is 5'9". But they went in for like a scan this week, and he was like, yeah, my baby, they said she's in like the top percentile of like length. And so, no, like height.
Oh, long.
Height.
A long
Will's like,
baby.
this baby got curves. Oh, baby back ribs.
That's a long baby.
But like, so I'm like, yeah, like she can play in the WNBA. I'm like, you either have a basketball player or a model.
That's
in your
true.
hands.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Either way, you got a hard delivery. It's
I guess it's better to
That's
have
an
longer
hour
than
on
rounder.
every
Right?
centimeter on your baby is another hour in the delivery room.
Yeah. Oh god. I would
think
rather
about that.
baby be long though than wide.
That's what I was saying. Like I'd rather. Yeah, I think that'd be an easier.
Longer doesn't
Easier
always like
push.
equate to skinnier. Like it's still you still getting 10 dilated up to 10.
Right.
man.
That's true.
Will's actually a gynecologist.
Believe it or not. Believe it or not.
Oh,
That was
No.
probably.
Didn't you
Will's-
have like a rotation?
I did have a guy in rotation. Yeah,
Yeah.
rotation. OB.
Were there any funny moments? Or funny
So I
stories?
like. It
Did
was,
dads like
split up.
faint or like
No, because I did special delivery unit and then I did newborn nursery.
special delivery?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they overnighted this one. So like I don't know. It was like I don't want to bring the vibes down, but like all
Yeah.
the babies I saw delivered were usually like single moms,
Oh.
lower income
Yeah.
kind of deliveries. So it's like every delivery.
It's
I
just
was
like
in was
sad because you're like, yay, and they're like, how am I gonna like?
Right.
Yeah.
How are we
Take
gonna
care
do?
of it.
The one time
Then
I
you
saw,
have to. Then they get the bill from the hospital.
Right.
No,
They're
these are all-
really
They don't
sad.
have a bill. These are
Oh,
all like
good,
It was all
good.
comp. But like the only time I saw like a delivery that was like happy and special, weirdly enough, was in like a 17-year-old pregnancy. It was her third kid. She was 17, and her
Oh my
mom
God.
was there, and they were like happy as can be. They're like, "Let's go!" And I was like, "Oh, like we up."
I'd be
okay.
concerned. I'm like, are you breeding?
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
your? Yeah.
What's
I mean,
going
what
on?
other choice?
Mom
do you-
was excited too. Like it was weird, but I was
I-
like, "All right."
I'm so like iffy about that because I'm like, on one hand, like it'd be so fun to be like the hot young mom, and like when
True.
you're older, when your kid's like 15, you're like, yeah, like I'm the cool mom,
Right.
you know. But then I'm also like, you have a baby.
Yeah. You're a child yourself.
Yeah, what's an 18-year-old doing with a kid?
It's wild to me when I see people that are our age that like I knew of in college and they have infants, and I'm just like,
It's a teen pregnancy.
I'm just like, what? I'm like, how do you? Whoa, like I think Linus looks like a mob boss right here. Just
He's supervising. He's supervising everything. Yeah, no, the two dogs are plenty right now.
Did I tell you I went on the date with the guy who wanted to go to like a nude figure drawing class?
Yes.
The first date was where he was, and he was like 30.
And he's the model the whole time.
He was like 34. And he was talking about how like, he had a lot of recent discussions with people about dogs. He just like couldn't understand why like people had them. Like he just was like...
Didn't understand why people had dogs?
Yeah, he was like, I'm sure there's some benefits. He's like, I just couldn't imagine having the responsibility of, like, taking care of another living thing. And I was like, you're like, I don't think you want kids, okay, but, like, a dog, like,
that's
come
too much
on.
commitment.
Like, if you're 34 and you can't imagine, like,
a dog.
being responsible for a dog, I'm
probably
just
not able to take care of himself.
No, I was kind of like,
that may be a little red flag.
Yeah. I'm fine with, like, guys being cat guys.
Right.
Or, like, parakeet guys even, you know?
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Baddie.
I've never met a parakeet guy. That's just a random animal. But, like, if they just don't like pets and they're just like, yeah, like, I have a fish, I'm just like, are you a serial killer or what's
I feel the same way. I feel like it's a red flag when people are... You can not like dogs or not like cats, but, like, if you don't just like pets in general...
Yeah.
Like, oh, I just don't like animals.
Well, and some people don't grow up with them, so they, like...
Right,
Or, like,
and
I just
that's
don't get it, but,
valid,
like,
yeah.
then when they just are, like, around a dog and they're like...
But we can
like,
recognize
they, like,
their...
touch it with, like, they're, like, with the broom. They're, like, they're there. And you're like...
They're there.
It's a cuddly animal. Like, do you ever have a stuffed animal?
Guess not.
No. They were psychopaths since they were born.
I mean, Linus is like, he's so sleepy right now. He's like a weighted blanket.
Yeah.
He's the best thing. If you ever have period cramps, what better
Warm you
thing
up.
to have than a giant, like...
Wiener dog.
that just sits on your
lays
lap.
across you.
Literally.
That's true. That is very true. I didn't think about that. And he's long, too.
Yeah,
Like, our
no,
dogs
he's
are more,
perfect.
like, compact.
He just, like, plops down.
He can
on,
probably go
like-
all the way across your hips.
Yeah.
I don't think our dogs would fit.
No.
Ladies with endometriosis, get yourself
Get
a wiener
yourself
dog.
a weenie. That's funny.
Yeah. But so you guys met on Bumble, and we were talking at brunch about how, like, the guy you met before, Will, like, literally curved you, but invited you to be a part of his friend group including the girl that he, like...
His new woman.
His new girlfriend.
I had been on a few dates, and it was cool. It was going well, but it got to a point where, like, he was dating other people, and he was like, yeah, like, things progressed, like, a little bit quicker with this girl. Like, we're dating now. He's like, I just wanted to let you know. And I was like, oh, yeah, exactly. That's what it sounds like. Or, like, Love Island. And he's like, yeah, but...
I've got another bed.
Right? But he was like, yeah, but with all that being said, like, I think you're really cool. I think you'd really fit in, like, well with me and my girlfriend and, like, our group of friends. Like, please come over for game night. Like, we have game night every week. And I'm sitting there, like... I feel like that is the worst possible idea.
You're like, hey.
Like, it was a compliment, and
it was a compliment. It's like, who you are as a person. Like, I get that.
Right.
And it seems genuine because it wasn't like a situation where it's like, I've been around guys, they're like, yeah, we should be friends. And then, like, a month later, they're like, sup? Like,
right.
They're like, I still don't know what I'm looking for. Like,
right.
But, you know, to where he wasn't just trying to, like, hook up with you, but he's like, yeah, like, come over for Scrabble.
I didn't even know. I don't remember what I responded. Like,
you were like, no, thank you.
I don't even know what I said, but it was very much like.
Had you guys you guys kissed though, at least? Yeah. So, like, also.
What?
Huh?
You kissed someone before me?
I just mean in the sense that, like, I feel like it's weird kind of to be like, I don't know, to be like, hey, like, be friends with my new girlfriend.
Yeah, it wasn't like a first date or like even like a group. Like, it was probably like a few dates in, but yeah, I wasn't like butthurt or anything, but like I was like, and then part of me was like, do I do it for the bit? Like, just go and, like, maybe he has really great friends.
Yeah,
like,
maybe
this
he
could
has
be
a hotter friend.
Right. But I think I met Will, like, halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we up.
I think no, I think there were some people.
I think I have the picture of your first Bumble exchange.
Oh no. Are you gonna read it out loud?
Oh, it was the tough
We had
one.
it displayed at our wedding. That's important to note.
It was in a frame.
Do we have the first Bumble conversation or the first text conversation displayed, or both?
Oh, both
are
I think we have
bad.
both
Both.
displayed.
Okay, let's find this.
Uh-oh.
Literally, like, not a thought in the world.
I don't have the text one, but I have the Bumble one.
Okay,
Oh no,
that's good. The
So
text
it
one
must be put on blast.
The Bumble one, Dory, because girls have to say stuff first. So Dory was just like,
Yeah.
"Hello, hi,"
And
smiley
like
face,
emoji.
a wave, and then she's like, "Happy
Wait, do you want us to
Sunday."
reenact it like Dory?
Oh my
could say
God,
it, and
yeah.
then-
You want us to read it? Okay, hand it
Yes,
over.
yes.
All right.
Here,
We'll do
Join
it in our
us for
voice.
a
Read-
retelling.
read the script.
Okay. Hello, hi, smiley face wave. Happy Sunday.
What's up? It is a happy Sunday indeed. Oh,
Indeed.
oh I said indeed.
That's what all my
dude.
Dutch coworkers say.
Yeah.
Just like, indeed.
I just bought $150 worth of groceries. ... I'm gonna have to make approx 45 trips from the parking garage to my apartment. Pray for me. What are you up to? I may need to invest in a wheelbarrow.
4 texts later.
Why did I quadruple text?
Yeah. I was like, wow, only $150 worth? I think you need to step up your game. I will be praying. Also, I'm confused. I thought wheelbarrows were standard kit for grocery shopping.
The way I would consider both Will and I pretty funny people. This is the most mid-conversation.
It makes me want to throw up, dude. I'm way too original to have that kind of chat.
You were like, $150, bro. You're not going to Whole
And this
Foods.
was before groceries got expensive.
This is H-E-B.
You're like, oh, were you at Walmart? You broke bitch.
She's shopping at CVS for her daily needs.
No, it would have been like $500 at CVS.
Holy shit.
Then this was like, I guess in, what year was that? 2020?
That was 2020. Mm-hmm.
So groceries weren't super expensive. So I can't imagine now how much
you must
that.
have dropped the freaking bank. Like
I was stocking up the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting.
You probably got
everything.
like a pot and a pan or something. Some
Dory, the one thing I remember is in college, like at least once a week, Dory would make a giant thing of tortilla soup, and then eat it for like 3 days.
It lasted.
I just always was like, oh, it's tortilla soup Tuesday.
And it smelled damn good, didn't it? It smelled good.
It did smell kind of nice. Oh, man. And then I do remember in college, were you the one who always had the peanut butter knife?
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Because I remember people, it wasn't even me, but I just would come out and one of our roommates would be like, God damn it, peanut butter knife is in the sink.
Peanut butter knife? What?
I would eat peanut butter.
But she wouldn't wash the peanut butter off the knife and would leave it in the wet
She still does that shit. All the time. Like, the biggest gripe I have with Dory, she'll, like, pack a lunch for work, which is fine. And then she'll eat, like, 3 bites, and then she'll come home and just take her full lunch and just dump it in the sink. No. I'm like, this won't go down the garbage disposal, babe. This is a full sandwich, and you need to throw it away. She goes, just turn on the garbage disposal.
No.
And she's like waffle stomping it down the drain. And I'm like, this is not.
Are we gonna make this podcast about airing each other's
dirty laundry?
Because I'm happy to open up that.
Wait, I have one question. Does Dory still like pile the trash like super high and then she waits for you to take it out?
She likes to make trash my responsibility. Like, she'll be like, the trash needs to be taken out. Well, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll get it. And then or something will be going on. She goes, you still haven't taken the trash out. I'm like, okay, like I'll get to it.
Okay, here's my thing about that.
Okay.
So that we were how old? 20. How old were we when we graduated college?
Dude, I don't know, 21. I was 21.
No, we're older than that. 22.
Well,
okay.
I was 21 because I'm a year.
So it's been like what, like 5-6 years?
Yeah.
And we've
We've
evolved. Like I really
maybe not the peanut butter. But.
The peanut, maybe the peanut butter. But no, I feel like, especially living alone, it taught me.
You've gotten better.
Oh, what do you mean I've gotten better?
Dude, when
you
we
were a
first started
slob,
dating, every
man.
time Dory came home with lunch, I'd spend like 5 minutes scraping out her food, throwing it away, resetting it. I still do it like at least.
Wait, guys, I think the most important thing is on our walk here. When we walked through the flood, it was actually like Noah's Ark
it really
with
was.
no boat.
I'm still
Where were your boat shoes, Will?
Will wanted to bring a pair of like.
So I was gonna be a
LL
pair
boots.
of waterproof Blundstones that I have, and like they would have been literally perfect for today. And I was like, it's gonna be pouring rain on the podcast day, and we're gonna go to the Met, and I don't want to have soggy feet. And Dory's like, it's gonna be so hot. That's a terrible idea. And I knew in my head I should have been like, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
And then I have
your submissive husband. And
yeah, but I'm a little bitch, and I listen to my
But
wife.
also, were you doing a what is it called? Like a carry-on only? So you guys were like,
no, we had a check bag.
oh, so you guys had room.
Yeah, we have plenty of room. Like, and so I was like, okay, I guess I won't. And I wore the soggiest possible shoes I could have, and they're dripping wet. I'm like, I could have been perfectly fine if I just trusted my gut.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Don't let Dory gaslight you.
Dude, she does when it comes to this kind of stuff. I was like, it would have been the perfect pair of shoes.
But here's the thing: if you were wearing the Blundstones, it wouldn't be that they were what, but they would be too heavy. Blundstones,
not blunt, but like
blunt.
Like BLUND stone. Blundstones.
Oh.
They're but they're like a heavy boot, and Will has been breaking them in for like 9 months. He will walk around the house and be like, I just can't get these broken in.
Well, I just need to
so why would you think walking the city?
Literally
stomping around the house.
No, I have like a boot stretcher, and they're getting there.
Stretcher.
I'm telling you.
I can't break them in Texas in the heat because it's too hot for me to wear boots. Like,
oh, then your feet sweat, and then
That's
you
what
have
I'm
wet
saying.
feet.
He would be
and if there's
upset.
anything Will doesn't like, it is wet.
I hate being wet. I hate the sensation of
And
wet
we got like hammered by rain on the way here. We ended up taking Uber for like it was like a 7-minute walk, and then we just like Ubered the rest of
Well, we had a really great brunch, and we had a.
Oh yeah, that's what I was getting at about
food. We had 2 big things what are they?
Yeah, we went to Jacob's Pickles, and they feed you like their.
It was enough for
you're
like a family,
and they're
of
like
8.
fattening you up before slaughter.
Right, all of our arteries are clogged. But anyway, we were taking them, and it was raining, and the bottom of our takeaway bag just like blew out, and our food fell out in the street.
And Dory's like, pick it up, and I'm watching the rainwater pour into
it.
I'm like, get it, come on.
And I'm like, nope, right into
And
the
then
trash.
Will puts it in the trash. I was trying to like get my phone to take a picture of it on the ground, but Will was like, it was already in the trash, and then Dory was like, Will, why did you have eaten that?
I'm like, literally no, we could not.
One thing I'm gonna do is eat leftovers, whether they hit the street of New York or not.
I don't know why Dory says that. Dory's like so weird with leftovers.
You would eat but leftover ginger. There was a sushi like fried rice place, and we would get.
He's never had it.
Oh my gosh!
You talking about the place in Dallas?
No, it's in our
in
crummy
Fayetteville.
College
I'll take
town.
you next time.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
we
okay.
almost
It's
went
because they have like
time.
a spicy mayo that you just
oh my gosh.
douse it in.
You know what? One of like the last nights spent in that apartment, someone threw away my spicy or they threw away my whole I had leftovers, and I loved it like the next day.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, and I'm sure it was a valid reason.
Yeah.
Like it truly may have been you, but I swear, I was like that ruined the rest of my week.
Yeah.
Like it was thrown away, and we're cheap and poor. Like we didn't have a lot, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's delicious though.
Yeah.
I'll take you in September, October.
That's pretty good.
It was really that was the Carly and Dory special.
There was because Fayetteville, there would be food from other cultures and stuff, but it was always a super white version of it. So it was this is conserve America's take on shrimp fried rice with spicy mayo, or we would get this thing called a Steven Special.
Oh, Will's had the Steven Special.
Steven Special
Esteban's
makes me wanna
Especial.
throw up.
It was. I don't know how we ate it.
It's disgusting.
Because it was it's Mexican rice covered in queso with the lowest quality chicken and tortillas.
Absolutely.
And
and then the margaritas were $2.
I think that's why I never got COVID really badly, is because I ate the Steven Special and I built
we fought for our lives. We absolutely, our intestines are probably so strong.
I tried a bite of that Steven Special. I was
yeah, Will was disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. And I don't know if you know this, but now the chips they make are Razorbacks. They're not just normal chips.
Shaped
it's they have a mold. And they're shaped like Razorbacks.
Okay,
now.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, and the prices have gone up probably because they have these damn molds.
Yeah.
But they're pretty cool.
That's cool.
They were pretty cool.
I don't know if I would fly back there just to eat those.
I think the
regional airport prices.
I know that airport is bad, very bad.
I found out that Big Ed, my hero from 90 Day Fiance, Mayohead Ed, he's from Rogers or from Bentonville.
Really?
Yeah.
No Neck Ed?
Yeah, he's from there. And I'm like, oh my God.
The Duggars and Big Ed, big...
our hometown heroes. Oh, man. But yeah, so you guys met... I'm trying to think about it, because honestly... I remember when y'all first started dating, I didn't like Will. Not I didn't I didn't dislike Will, but I was like, Dory, Dory, I'm afraid you could be getting love bombed. I was like, we don't know.
It's too early to
it's
tell.
fair.
Yeah, well, it was because you guys started dating in was it around November?
Yeah,
okay.
Well, yeah.
It was you started dating in the fall, and then it was within 2 months or something, y'all were going to his hometown for Christmas, and I was like, Dory, be careful, because I was like, whoo. But then it was I was like, oh, he's just a good person. I was like, this is great.
That's sweet. Yeah, we things move pretty quickly. I always said that I
think when some people know that they know.
Right. Will for
was
sure.
I want to put this on lock. He was like, you reminded me of a girl with her Pinterest wedding board, because I remember Dory was like, Will says he wants to be engaged by the end of year 2 of PA school, or like by this time.
Did I actually say that?
You were like, ring by spring. I was like, oh my God, we can have a candlelight.
No, we were.
You brought up engagement before I did.
Yeah, which is very surprising.
Oh.
Yeah, but we started dating. It moved unbelievably fast.
I was gonna say, I don't think I brought
We
you.
started-
Yeah, because I know people that have been dating like probably like 2 or 3 years before you started, and like they like don't even live together still, and I'm like, oh,
I don't know. It just like I always said I wouldn't, and then I met
Yeah.
Will, and it just like everything like fell into place. We started dating, and we met like in October. We had been dating like seen each other like for like a week, and Will's like, will you be my girlfriend? And I was like, no.
He was like, yeah. I always wonder how that like works with like stuff now, because like the whole thing, everyone's like, oh, situationship, what aren't we? Are we exclusive? Right. But like I feel like sometimes I'm like, is it like, I feel like we have this idea that it's like middle school-esque to be like, will you be my girlfriend? But I'm like, I feel like guys just need to be
communicate.
Listen,
like spell it out.
I knew what I wanted, and I went right for the
from like
shot.
day one, both of us like.
How did you do it? Were you just like slick the hair back and you're like, Dory, do you want to be my girlfriend? Like, were you?
I was the one who pressed the first like let's make this exclusive, and I was like, let's make it exclusive and define it. And I was like, hey, like we were like exclusive before we were like officially.
Which was what, like a week?
Yeah, like 3 weeks, and I was like, hey, like I want to lock this up. Like, will you officially be my girlfriend?
You were like, I really need to teach you how to do better grocery shopping.
I'm really.
She said no for like 2 weeks, and I was like, all right, I'll just keep asking until you say yes. And so it'd be like every day.
Isn't that funny how like when there are couples, it's always like the dude like wears down the what? Not like, I don't mean that like you finally you just said it enough, but like, you know, like you'll see like really like old people, and they'll be like, well, how did you and Papa get together? And he's like, well, your grandmother said no to going out with me for 6 months, so every day for a year I just kept asking her, and one day she just got tired and said yes, and now here we are.
Pretty much it. And then like after like 1 or 2 weeks of me like playfully asking, like one day I was like, I'll just ask tomorrow or something, and she's like, hey, you haven't asked me to be your girlfriend today. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, Dory's like, I don't. It's kind of like reverse
missing
psychology.
something.
Like,
yeah, right. It really was though, like reverse psychology.
Yeah.
I think it was like the one day he didn't ask me. I was like,
yeah.
You're like, wait,
your mind?
why are you not asking me to be your girlfriend today? Like, did you ask another girl to be your girlfriend today? Did you meet someone?
It might have been that, because I was like, oh, I just want to ask today. And then you were like, no, wait a damn minute.
There was never.
I love the button meme where it's like, must have been your other girlfriend.
Yeah.
There was never a time though, like, I really like never had a time where I was worried that like Will was dating other people, because Will from the very beginning, like our first date, well, not even that, like Will just is the type of person like that lays the cards on the table, like from day one was like, this is what I'm looking for.
Respect.
This is who I am. Right.
Respect.
And I don't feel like I'm that way at all.
It's intense though.
But that's the thing.
Right.
Like, I would feel like that would be something where I would be like, I'm gonna throw up. Because
a lot of like when you tell that story, a lot of women were like, "Oh, that's so sweet. It's so nice." I go, "It is," but like it's intense to be on the receiving end.
It is, and then I feel like it's. But I encounter that. I feel like the opposite way in dating sometimes too, where it's just like anytime you're like, well, yeah, like I would like to like end up being in a committed relationship with someone, and people are like, whoa,
they get scared.
This is like a lot. I don't like.
You gotta walk the talk.
Out. Yeah.
I think it just happened. Like we both were on the same page about things. We never like. I remember in the past, like I would play the game of like, I'm not gonna text back for like 3 hours and like this and that. Like Will and I would shoot like 60 texts back at like. You know, it was
so
never
nice.
A game.
I'd text like 8 things back to back.
And when you don't have the anxiety of being
there was just
like,
never
can I send a double, or like, am I gonna like, you don't have that like nervous feeling.
There was never.
I do have nice hair.
Will, that is something
like
Will is very proud of.
Yeah.
Well, Will has. This is off topic, but Will has shaved his head.
You shaved your head?
Yeah,
and thought that he looked like he thought he was doing something.
I loved it.
Let me see if I can find a
My
picture.
ex-boyfriend shaved his head, and I remember that was when I was like, maybe I'm not attracted to you.
Some people really pull it off, but like remember he shaved the W in his head.
I shaved the W into the.
And my mom was like actually upset.
But like it's kind of one of those things where you see guys and they'll like shave their facial hair and then they like don't have a jawline anymore. Like, you know, the guys that have like beards.
Yeah,
to, like,
beards like a male's makeup.
One time, my sister was dating a guy and he shaved his beard, and my sister was like, "You can never do that again." Like that was. She's like, "I didn't recognize you." Oh, that's the picture where it looks like you're doing the Kappa Kappa Gamma.
I know.
It looks like Will just got recruited into your sorority.
Will thought he absolutely ate the shaved head.
But that doesn't look like, it still doesn't, it looks buzzed, but it doesn't look like completely, it doesn't look like.
I liked it. It was good. I just, I didn't have to style it or anything. I could just wake up, I'd like just rub the top of my head and
that's good for him to do early on, because once you can see what he looks like with no hair, you're like, all right, like, the future's safe. We're safe.
Yeah, everyone says that, like, oh, you have hair now, just wait. But, like, once you hit, like, if you have a full head of hair by the time you hit 30, you're probably going to have your hair for the rest of your life.
Your issue is the graying.
I got my first gray hair before I got my first beard.
But that's fine. Like,
hair.
the graying is, like, you can roll with it. You got, like, George Clooney, you got all the salt and pepper.
Moment.
I would rather have a full head of gray hair.
You have the little spice. You can be, like, a spice girl.
Yeah. I got a lot of grays, but I got a full head.
Will is salt and pepper spice.
Salt and pepper spice.
I know. I kind of like it. It looks good on you. It looks like you.
It's funny because it's like, you know, people are like, oh, it makes you look like wise or like older, but then you're over here being like, I don't like sand. Like,
I don't like sand on my feet.
Will has always, that is something.
I hate sand. I'll wear sneakers to the beach.
Well, I'm just saying from the very beginning, Will was like.
Isn't it something where y'all should just like find a different vacation destination? Like maybe y'all would really like, I don't know.
I'm a mountain guy. I tell all the time.
Well, on our honeymoon, he couldn't put his feet, he wouldn't go in the water because there was seaweed.
I hate that. No, I'm like that too. Maybe we both have a touch of the tism because.
I got a dollop of the tism.
You have like a daisy dollop.
Yeah.
I feel like I have like a little glitter sprinkle, like the little salt bay. Like you're just like,
oh my
god.
Someone put a little sugar.
But like not enough to be like a genius or like at anything.
Right,
you know, like not enough to be like remarkable.
Right.
Just enough to be like a little bit weird.
Right.
Or, like,
anxious and uncomfortable.
Yeah. just enough to like not like to be at concerts for too long.
Yeah.
Fair.
Like strobe lights and like
No, we're on our honeymoon. I was like, well, like let's go out in the ocean and like, we can like be that couple that's like, you know, like laying out in the ocean all over, you know. And Will's like shuffling his feet. He's like, I can't do it. Like he would get up to like his ankles.
I'm like that too. And I'm like, no. Like once it touches your foot, God.
I was genuinely like annoyed.
Snorkeling was legitimately traumatizing for me because like the fish, it was like they would get like too close. I'd be like, whoa, personal space, boundaries. They would just like look you in the eyes and I'd be like, don't. If you're in a wetsuit, it's fine because they can't like touch you. But like fish touching your feet.
We don't need another. No more ocean trips. It sounds like. You didn't do very well.
Yeah, y'all need to go. I feel like y'all need to put on some berets, get a baguette, go to the Eiffel Tower.
We're trying to do a Europe trip.
Oh,
what's important about Will is Will from day one was like, I'm gonna give you my red flags. Like I am high maintenance. Like I am like
from day one. I was like, I'll let you know now. I will be the more dramatic of the two of us, and I am exceptionally.
That's because aren't you? Dory always said you're an Enneagram 8, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
And are you a 2?
3.
You're 3.
Three
wing 2.
Yes.
Okay.
And 3s and 8s are like it can be fire and fire. Like it can either really, really work or be really bad because we both have strong personalities, but we both like seek different things. Yeah. But yeah, we work and he's a Sagittarius, so that's.
I also did a Sagittarius. I was like,
everyone always was like
But Will has to have like an Earth sign or like something else in your chart, like your moon or your Venus, because like Sagittarius are like the king and queens of like not wanting to settle down.
Well, here's the thing: when Will and I first started dating, Will made a comment and said, I want you to know, like...
I'm a Sagittarius.
Yes.
No,
you said something along the lines of, like, I get bored easily. And I was like, oh, God. Like, here we go.
You know, he's like, no, I just mean, like, I'm going to want to change the channel every 30 seconds. I don't mean of you. Like, we just have to do different stuff.
I think I definitely did say that, like, in the...
You did, because I, like...
That would give me so much anxiety. I'd be like, what the hell does that mean, man?
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
No. It was very early on when you said that.
I think, I did. I was like, I definitely had a track record of, like, when the honeymoon phase wear off, it's like if there wasn't like a genuine like connection, it's like it was hard for me. Like I can't think it, and like even like because the honeymoon phase, even if like you're not super into the relationship, you don't really know because everything's butters and daisies, and
it's just exciting. It's also like the chase. You're like, oh, like someone,
exactly. It's new, it's exciting, and when that wears off, you're left with like what's actually there. And traditionally, I would definitely say that I was like once the honeymoon phase wears off, I'm like, oh. This sucks. Yeah. And I am actually not into this at all. And then I just like, peace out.
Will never had like I had a long-term relationship before Will. Will had never been in like a long-term.
The longest term relationship is like his group chat with his bros. Right.
So what?
Like his family group chat.
Like, don't mind if I kiss the homies goodnight.
My high school relationship was like like 2 or 3 months, and then college was like just 1 semester, like 4 or 5 months. I had 2 relationships in college. First one was like 4 or 5 months. Second one was like literally a month and a half. I say a month and a half because we started dating before summer, and then through summer, and then like the first month going back into school, we cut it off. So it's like a month. I wouldn't count summer because we weren't together.
Yeah.
And then I didn't date anyone until Dory next.
Yeah.
I had like a few flings in between there, but like no like BFGF.
And that was kind of scary. I was like, is this a red flag?
You're like,
You've never like committed long term, but no, it worked.
Joke's on you. You're like, I can't fucking get rid of you.
Right? Yeah. No,
I mean, it was just like, I knew I wasn't going to get bored when like, obviously, you know.
Dory's got a lot of different personalities.
Yeah. That is very true.
You know when the honeymoon phase wears off. You can feel it.
Yeah.
There's a change. Like, it's different.
Yeah.
And like, even when the honeymoon phase wore off when we first started dating, I was like still like excited and happy.
You're still like, hey, can we hang out?
Yeah. I wasn't, for lack of better, I wasn't bored.
Yeah.
That's also because y'all are both just like human memes. Like you're like big on like meme culture. I don't know. You're both like really funny and fun.
You know, I think it also made a huge difference is like Dory's like her own individualist. Like at the end of the day, like I feel like in the past sometimes it's hard. Like when you're in a relationship.
Oh yeah, like she can like it's like a separate. Like,
she didn't need me.
She's not like codependent.
You know, she didn't need me, and not to say that anyone in the past has needed me or like it's been the same for them, but like. When you're your own person, you have your own plans, your own goals, your own dreams.
Yeah,
like,
your own, like when
the honeymoon phase wears off, you're like, she's like, I'm still gonna do what I want to do. And I'm like, oh, that's dope because I also want to do the same thing. That's nice.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, it's nice if you're like dating someone and they don't like cater. Like obviously you want someone to like cater somewhat to things, but it's not like she's like, okay, well, Will wants to do this with his career, so I'm gonna build my career around him, and like I'm gonna give up like my, you know, like.
I think if Dory would have been like, oh, I'll do anything to be with you.
Yeah.
Like she chased me, I would have been turned off by that.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have worked. But it was very much like we were chasing each other.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like I still want to be, like I'm still chasing my career, but like how can I accommodate it so that
right, that's the thing. You're like, I'll like move cities so that like we can both still like chase our careers in a new city. But like, and it's not like I'm gonna like not be a speech path anymore so that you can be PA.
Definitely. It was like it was give and take, like okay, like.
And we were engaged by the time that we moved, so it was like at that point it was like but you also go ahead.
What do you mean?
I was just saying, like, for our move, we were living in Houston when we met, and then we moved to Austin, which is my hometown.
The move was easy for me because I didn't want to move back to Ohio. I told myself,
dude, Ohio's so sick though.
Hey, actually, let's not slander Ohio.
Actually, though, people I find a lot of guys on dating apps that like they're always the ones that live in Brooklyn now, but they're like from Cincinnati or like they're like Cincinnati's like city. The like
it's a dope city.
It's hip place.
I say don't knock it till you try. I've always
Dory thought Ohio was gonna be the ugliest state ever.
But Dory, I feel like is such a like you're not a Midwestern girl. You're looking at me like I'm gonna kill you. But like you're such like a casserole chick that like I sometimes feel like you're from Wyoming. That like I don't know.
Dude, you would fit in Ohio.
Do you know what I mean? Like she's just
a small town.
Dude, like
country.
Dory's spirit animal's a green bean casserole.
That is true. Here's the thing that's really tricky. So
not politically, no. But
being an Enneagram 3. This is very vulnerable, but like sometimes I'm like, who am I? Because like I hear like y'all are like,
wait, so are you a 3-wing-4 then?
I don't know. Sometimes like I think I am. Crisis. Yeah, I'm very much like a strong like I will adjust to whoever I need to be in a situation, and that's where it gets confusing. Like
you
people
have emotional intelligence.
Yeah, not even. I wouldn't even go that far, but like
she's not very developed.
But no, I know how to like. I'm good at reading a room and being who I need to be for the people around me. I know how to like adapt, socially, but. Yeah, but then sometimes that makes it tricky to be like, wait, who am I deep down?
Yeah, I was like, wait, do you have the tism? Do you
maybe? So, I've got my own little quirky.
That's like my thing though. I feel like I'm always on TikTok now. My For You page is just like everyone's just like, are we all just diagnosing ourselves with things?
We're all unique in our own ways.
What was I gonna say? But it's interesting that you mention the like getting bored or all that stuff because I think one of the things I like about y'all's relationship or like as a spectator is I feel like it's one where like you guys didn't have to sacrifice like chemistry for just like stability. Like you're able to have like a really strong relationship where y'all like really like each other and you're attracted to each other, but it's like, cause you know sometimes people are like, you're not gonna get butterflies, you just like it's just like basically you just have to like pick someone and like if they shouldn't make like your nervous system like crazy or anything like that. You don't have to be crazy about them, but they just should feel safe. But I feel like you guys both are like very much in love, and it's like a stable, safe, like secure relationship, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like in the past, I feel like I always looked for like, and I think a lot of people would say this, like there's almost like an adrenaline to be in, like, you know,
hypervigilance all the time.
Yeah, like not knowing what's going on when you're dating, or like, and from like
it's called trauma.
Yeah, truly. But from day one with Will, like there was never like a time where I was like wondering what he was doing or confused, or like I never really felt like, I still don't, like I never have, it's like never crossed my mind that Will would like do anything to like,
like y'all have like a good sense of trust.
Like I'm way too stupid to, like I couldn't.
You couldn't pull it off if you wanted to.
No, hell no. Like, I don't, I'm not.
You're not stupid.
Will would try to, like, text another girl, and he would text Dory and be like, oh, shit, your phone was pinned.
Dude.
No, Will, I have, my friends from home went to a concert with Will one time, and I was like, I don't know if I was working or what, but anyway, they were, like, texting me, and,
oh, this is a funny story.
Can I throw this out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Will wanted to, like, bum a cigarette, and, because they were at a concert or whatever, and he like goes up to this girl and he's like, hey, can I bum a cigarette, whatever, and my friends were like, he just talked about you the whole time, and this poor girl is like having to sit there and like listen.
What do you mean? No, she trauma dumped to me, like,
and then you trauma dumped. Yeah.
But you were just like,
I didn't trauma.
I'm dating this girl, I really like this girl, this girl's great, can I have a cigarette? She's like, that's great that you're in
They're like, we look over and he's like with this other girl, but like this poor girl is having to listen to him talk about how much he loves his wife. Like she's like, dang, I just didn't want to do all
like
this.
the board is like, my wife.
You know what was funny about that situation? After, like, so I was like, just like, I'm not a smoker, by the way. Just like to preface, I was like, every now and then I was like, oh yeah, this is a fun vibe.
I get it. Also, like when you're drinking, it's just kind of like you feel like, oh, I feel cool.
But it was like, so I was sitting there and like I out there had a conversation, came back inside, and all of our friends like showed me that they took a video of it and they were laughing. They were like, don't worry, we won't tell Dory. And I was like,
oh, about the smoking.
I was like, what the fuck, you guys, you can tell her. Like I'm not hiding this from her. And
they were like trying to like cover for Will. Like, we won't tell Dory that you were smoking a cigarette.
Also, like you're gonna smell like a cigarette.
I was like, that's when Dory's friends became my friends. I was like, damn, you guys would really hide that shit from your best friend.
Like,
I was like, okay, shoot. That was a good green flag.
He's like,
for me.
we need a pinky promise.
Yeah.
Pinky promise. Yeah, keeping things from me.
Yeah, but I was like, you guys, like, I don't care. You can tell. She knows. Like, I texted her, and they were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, definitely no secrets. So we don't.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm too exhausted to keep a secret. Like, I'm too lazy to keep a secret. There's too much work. Yeah. There's just no need.
I think something that like really helped us from the beginning is obviously we were like open and honest with each other, but also we started like couples counseling like the second we got engaged, and we've done that since. And I think,
oh wow, I didn't even know that.
You didn't know that?
Like y'all go to like couples therapy?
Yes.
Yeah, like twice a month, sometimes.
Oh my
like
gosh.
Since we we got engaged, like we were like, we want to have this like on lock from day one.
It's
That's
nice.
Like so mature and like,
it's very nice. And like typically like we go in, they're like, what do you we just like talk about.
We'll bring up like old arguments that like we didn't know how to resolve,
and it's like usually over like a sock on the floor. Like it's nothing like, but it's nice to like
have the space.
It's nice to have a third party mediator, because like in an argument, like
they'll be like, Will, this is kind of ridiculous, or Dory, well, what about this?
It's always my favorite when like when Dory will like be upset about something, and I'll be like, listen, I understand that you're upset, but you need to understand that my emotions are just as valid to why I'm upset that you're upset. And she'd be like, no, that's ridiculous. Like, not actually, but she's like, no, like, I'm in the right here, and you need to, like, understand, like, why I'm upset, and, like, you need to meet me here. And I'm like, no, you need to meet me, or we need to meet each other, because I'm also upset, and I'm allowed to be upset. And then she just won't see it, and then we'll go into therapy, and we'll talk about it, and the guy will be like, no, he's right. And she'll be like...
I know, it's like...
Will's in his Jonah Hill. I'm just kidding. Have you seen all the Jonah Hill
I'm trying my best to avoid it, but I have seen some of it.
I didn't know that. My brother actually, ever he said, because like a lot of movies are filmed in NOLA, and he went to school there, and they were filming like 22 or 23 Jump Street on his college campus, and he like was at some like popular diner that's like really famous there, and like Jonah Hill went up and was like trying to get a table. It was like if you walk into a restaurant, it's like crowded, and they're like wanted him to wait with everyone else. They're like, sorry, you don't have a table, and he like pulled it kind of like, do you know who I am?
Oh god.
Allegedly.
That's so lame.
Like he was like a jerk, and they were like, And
we actually don't. Yeah.
Obviously, when you think of like New Orleans and like Cajun and like local people, they're just like.
Actually,
They don't care.
They're like, I don't
yeah, they
give
don't.
a
They
shit.
really
Like,
don't care.
You can go somewhere else.
It's like, this isn't New York, pal.
Yeah.
Like, you're not like a little like a name drop. Like
no one knows.
Gonna get a bunch of business here. Like, it's the local
Half of us
diner.
like don't watch TV.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different world.
Yeah.
It
I
is-
also say
yeah.
I do like too that y'all, because I feel like one thing I always send this to Dory too, where you're like, when you see a couple that like stops posting each other on social media and you don't know them, but they're like from your like hometown or something, and then you're like Googling, you're trying to figure out like if something happened between them. But I feel like social media is always like a big issue with like a lot of, not like when they're like married, but like when people are dating. And I liked how like from the get-go y'all were just like all over each other's Instagram, and it was cute.
Will didn't even like. Will is like a chronic scroller, so he like deleted like I don't even you. You like delete it here and there and like.
Yeah.
I'll delete Instagram when I find myself spending more than like 15 minutes. Like I'll like re-download it like because like we went on vacation, I want to post something.
Yeah.
And then I'll have it, and then I'll be catch myself on a day when I'm off work, and I'll be scrolling on it for like an hour. I'm like, whoa, I gotta delete this. Yeah.
Well, I couldn't even post anything. Like I held out for so long trying like not to tell anyone about Will. Like I was just, like I don't really want to like do all of this and tell my family.
What do you? Oh,
I was like
from like
because I was like I feel like I knew,
everyone,
like
close friends knew and like family knew.
But like I couldn't post anything about him until like I told my family and all that.
But like for family, how like because y'all do you go back and see Will's family a lot? Like are y'all really close? Because I know that you live in.
It's hard because they're so far away.
Yeah.
Because you and Dory's parents are tight.
It's a lot of it's just like proximity.
Yeah.
We're super super close to them. But yeah, my brother lives in Europe, so we don't get to see him as much. But yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think what else. I did want to have like a fun thing, but I forgot about it. I was gonna have like ChatGPT make up like things about you, like compliments.
Oh, yeah.
And then have Will write things and then have you try to pick between stuff like that. But I'm wondering if I should do either like make y'all play We're Not Really Strangers, see like if y'all even know.
That's a fun
stuff.
one.
Because
That's
y'all
fun.
are like literally, because y'all are like literally married.
Yeah.
Or if I should.
That would be funny.
Okay.
Do that. That's really funny.
Okay, so we're gonna do the We're Not Really Strangers dating expansion pack.
All
Should
right.
I start? I'm gonna do one first from like level 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you read it and make sure it's
Start.
gonna be good content.
Oh yeah.
And not like divide our marriage right from the start.
We've already gone, like we owned this.
Do you have?
Well, you haven't played the dating expansion.
Not the dating
pack?
expansion.
No.
Okay. I told you I tried to play this with like a guy, and then I was like, "This is super." I was like, "I don't like talking about feelings."
That's fair.
What? Actually, let's play a different game.
Should we do? What do you think my type is? Describe in detail. I'm just kidding. No.
Smart bitches.
Okay. I'll have you ask, or ask Dory this.
You want me to ask Dory this question?
It's not. They're not like that.
Okay. Okay, DoorDash. What do you think my drink of choice is?
Your drink of choice?
My drink of choice.
Yeah, well, you get it right.
Well, you've really gotten into the espresso martini game lately.
I have.
You like just a beer here and there. A Dos Equis after work.
There we go.
Dos Equis. That's like the one beer I can like drink.
Will does love a little fruity drink.
I do, yeah.
You like? I said mojito.
Like a sexy little drink.
A little
something with a skirt on it.
Yeah. Let me see.
No, don't do that.
Oh. Keep that one out.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Wait, you never answered the question though. Like, if you were to pick one drink, what would you pick?
For you?
Yeah. And I'll tell you if you're wrong or right.
I am so bad under pressure. Your favorite drink?
At the moment, not for what you think it will be.
I would probably say like an espresso martini.
Yeah, and currently I think my drink of choice is an espresso martini. But
what's your drink of choice?
I think I'm working more towards like a highball, like whiskey kind of.
We don't even own whiskey glasses.
Old fashions.
You're talking a big game now that you're in New York City.
Dude, 100%. Like, I had a mezcal Negroni like last night, and I'm like, this is elevation. Like,
I can't do mezcal. I love Negronis.
No, here's the thing. Like, mezcal to me, like, takes the bitterness of alcohol of like the whiskey away.
Yeah.
Like, it's like with like an old fashioned, you have that proof that like alcohol burn, and you're like, I don't know if I liked it, but like the smokiness of mezcal like makes it smoother.
Yeah.
To me, it like makes you feel
like a man.
Put some hair on your chest,
yeah.
brother.
Unmasculine.
Go ahead and take that. Take your jacket off.
A lot of these really are for people that like
It'd be funny to answer.
truly don't know each other. Okay. Well, I'll do. Wait, because Dory asked one, right?
Yeah, so now Will has to.
Wait, you need to ask me.
I asked you now. Oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
What's the hardest part about dating you? Like, what's the hardest part for me dating you?
Oh, like what I think I'm difficult with?
Where do we start?
Yeah, this is a long list. I think the hardest part for you dating me, and I think this is just like knowing you, is like our attitude levels with expectations. And what I mean by that is I very much let the wind blow me where I want to go.
That was very deep, Pocahontas.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I wake up, I'm like, maybe I'm feeling the gym today, maybe I'm not. Like, oh, like, do we want to eat here today? Like, I'm not very plan oriented. And you are so plan oriented. Like, Dory wakes up, and before I leave for work, she's like, okay, let's have a conversation about what we're doing today. And I'm like, whoa, I'm not having this right now. Like, I don't need to be thinking about what's for dinner when I don't even know what I'm eating for breakfast yet.
Yeah,
and
you move in a very slow pace.
I move in a very emotional way. I'm like, what's the vibe? Like, where's the energy pulling me? You know, I'm like, that's how I definitely do things. And ADHD definitely adds a flair to that. I think that's probably the most difficult thing about you dating me.
Okay.
Okay, I've got 3 good ones.
Okay, 3 good ones.
Okay.
Am I asking Dory this one? Okay. What do you find the most attractive about me that isn't physical? So not my kind of...
I'm gonna do like a little bling over that.
Let me think about this. The most attractive thing about you
that isn't physical.
I know. I would say just like your passion for people and passion for just a very passionate person.
Jeez, you're also to be a softie, dude.
You are a softie. Yeah, I would say you're a very passionate person, very thoughtful person.
You used to say that I never met a stranger. That was
100%. You have never met a stranger. You can like make connections with anyone, anywhere. People love you. Yeah, I don't know a lot of people that don't like you. So that's very much a gift of yours.
But I will say the people that don't like me
do not like you. You got a strong feeling.
Yeah, like if you don't like me, it's not like, oh yeah, like he's not my cup of tea. They're like, dude, that guy sucks.
I think so. I actually, this is like dorky, but I went to this lecture in, where was it? It was in Dallas when I first moved back, and it was some like at the Fashion Museum or whatever. It was on like Jeremy Scott, like the Moschino designer, but they had some quote about how like, you know, it's almost like you're gonna be polarizing, but that's almost better because then like the people who love you like really love you, and the people who, you know what I mean, versus like
polarizing is
polarizing is a pretty good word to describe.
Indifferent, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you are, I would say, a polarizing individual.
I'm not someone you could be lukewarm about. Let's say
that's a good way to put it.
You're either hot or cold with me.
Yeah. Okay, and the Dory.
What mannerisms of mine stood out the most to you, if any?
Mannerisms. So we're talking like little idiosyncrasies, that kind of thing.
Yeah, just like
quirky.
She does like little voice play things, like when she sees cute dogs or like funny things that I think are really cute. Like you have a really good baby voice. I don't know why I'm.
Oh, like when you talk to dogs.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's I would say though, funny to me.
No, but like. Have you seen like couples that are like talking baby voices?
Oh no!
Like, oh baby, what you doing
Have
today?
you seen? I do love. Have you seen the thing where it's like a guy and he has to call one of his guy friends and talk in a baby voice to him, like in that moment on TikTok?
No.
Oh my god, they're so fun. They're usually I get a lot of Australian TikToks, but it's like a guy and he'll just be like, "Hey Jeff, what's going on?" And something like if you call like your friend Brent and you're just like, "What you up to? How's work?" And then if he like talks back, it's just
Will and his boys do have lots of phone calls. I am not like I don't understand that. I will text all day long.
You mean the fellas like to call? We don't like to text.
Yeah, y'all are like Twitch streamers, but it's just on.
I like never text the boys.
Oh, you had a podcast. What was your podcast about?
Oh, dude, this is I had like it was like a religious podcast at the time. I was like, it was like maybe theological.
So your longest relationship was with Jesus Christ.
Still
is
ongoing.
Yeah.
Ongoing.
So I guess you guys kind of are in an open relationship.
Leave room for Jesus. It was like very much like a theological kind of like
That's
podcast.
Cool,
I listened to it like when we first started dating. I was like, I want to hear what he was talking about. And it was like back when he was single and you were like talking about like girls, and I was like, ugh.
I don't know what I really don't remember.
Dory's like,
you.
Dory's like, I don't want to hear about the Mary Magdalene's
right?
I do not remember the content, but
this is a good one. So we'll ask Dory.
Okay, I'll ask Dory this one. What if you were to write my dating profile bio? What would it say?
Oh man,
that's a fun one.
I can't remember. Yours was very like direct to the point. I'm trying to think. It would say something along. It would definitely be something about being a father of two.
Oh, without dogs.
We have 2 dogs. Something about being a father of 2. I don't know. Will's the creative one here. I
am very creative.
Like I feel like
what was your dating profile bio?
So I made my dating profile in my high depression anxiety era of PA school. So I made it in a rush. I like put on like some like 5 good pictures that I had there from when I was doing photography.
Were you the guy that put no bio, just the picture?
No,
we had something.
It was like hey, like I'm a PA student at Baylor. I love travel. I've done photography. I was like individuous creative kind of things. Like
you're like real creative.
Yeah, I was like I want to open a jewelry business when I get older.
Will's like 50 ADHD hobbies listed.
Wait, you want to have a jewelry business?
Yeah, that's like end of the year. I want to have like.
Well, tell her about.
What do you want to do?
Oh, okay. So like when I was in high school, I was like a part of like a metals jewelry. It's not like an apprenticeship, but like kind of what it was. Yeah. Like we had a high school class that like taught us how to make jewelry, like rings, like necklaces, and so I made a lot of rings and I won a lot of art shows with them.
Oh, whoa.
And so once upon a time, I got a full ride to University of Chicago's art program for jewelry design. And I wanted to go and do CAD and
why did you do that?
Family.
Parents. Oh, dude,
family
I feel you.
I won't make any money in art.
Oh my God. Same.
It's relatable.
And so they were like, you should stick with medicine. And like hindsight, they were right. Like, but like the creative in me, like if I ran with it, who knows where I could have been. Yeah. So like I told.
I mean, you still can. It's never too late to.
So that's what I told Dory. Like, what about?
You could have made Dory a sick ass engagement.
Right?
He talked about.
You still can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah. So like about
when you renew your vows in month 6.
Yeah, about a month ago, I was like, you know what? Like I want to actually start making real concrete steps towards this that I want to do. And so I sold my Xbox. And I'm like,
I like how that
that was
my
process.
Sold my Xbox.
That's a big step.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I sold that. I said by the end of the year, I want to have made it enough. I want to have like bought some entry level things so I can make very basic level jewelry, like rings and like very simple necklaces. And like some molds. So like by the end of the year, I want to have at least 2 pieces made.
Is it stuff where you have to like rent out space because you have like the flame or the molten stuff?
No,
or is it
like if I need a torch, like which you just have like an acetylene torch or like.
Oh, and you guys, I forget, you guys have a house, so you have space. I'm like, when you have one room.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could do it in the house. I probably wouldn't just because like
the dogs.
Yeah, the dog, but like it's not like people think when you're like welding or like doing jewelry, it's like high heat, high flame. It's like you could do it in just like a 1x1 foot square area.
Oh, sick!
Like as long as there's like decent ventilation. So like I'd probably just do it in the garage. I just set up some like bricks that like would be able to like disperse heat well, and then just like little soldering. It's like not.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. He wanted to make my
engagement ring.
No, like my wedding band, but we just like didn't have the stuff for it at the time.
Yeah, so I wanted
which would have been really cute.
The wedding band, like making like just a simple ring is really easy. Yeah, like it's a lot. The people like when you say like, oh, I want to do jewelry, they think it's like this big. Oh my God, you must.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking more of like setting stones and like that kind of stuff.
So that's like I just have a very basic level understanding of like stone setting. So
but like if it's without stones, when it's like the gold, it's like more the metal.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I want to take a class to learn how to do like more advanced stone setting. Like that'll be like a next year thing.
Dude, that's cool. You can have like those glasses with like the little.
Yeah, I got some really cool business ideas that I think have the potential to take off, and maybe we'll see you in New York in a couple years.
Oh, all right. Well, we're gonna do. We'll do these last 3, and then we'll cut it. I like this one for Dory because Dory is gonna like be like.
You want Dory to ask me?
Right.
Oh, yeah, I get. Yeah. Oh wait. Or Dory, ask yourself this.
Yeah, I'll ask Dory.
Okay.
I know I really like when someone blank.
Or does it? I know I really like someone when.
The dyslexia.
Jeez, yeah, that was
okay.
tough.
Read it again.
I really like someone when.
kind of like
I know I really like someone. How do I know? You can't.
I know I really like someone when like.
When I want to hang out with them rather than be alone.
That's a good one. When we first started dating, she's like, I want my own space. Like, I go do everything by myself. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, she's an individualist. And then we
Will's
started dating.
like the Pete Davidson. He's like, can I come to the doctor's appointment? Can I go to the,
And when we first started dating.
He's like, I'll go with you to get tampons. Like, I just want to come along.
That's literally
go for the car ride?
Yeah, you switched your game up real quick when we first started dating. She was like, can I just go to the grocery store with you?
Quality time.
He's doing the little, like, the shy little finger type. Okay, this is a good one for Dory. Ask Will. Dyslexia? Or what?
This one may not be a good one.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
I don't
Sorry.
know.
Is there stuff I don't know?
Yeah, that one might be.
Okay.
I don't want to open that can of worms.
Okay.
That sounds like a therapy topic.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one, Will does have a good one on this one.
Uh-oh.
What was the worst date you ever been on and why?
What do you think I'm going to say for this before I answer?
Your date?
No.
I thought you were gonna say the one where like y'all both had a bad time, but like you wanted to like go. I don't remember exactly how it started.
Say it again. Like
you both realized that you had a bad time, but like you still you were like, I'm just gonna try again. But you knew.
Oh no! So like that.
Well, oh no! You went on an ice cream date that was bad.
That was it. Okay,
Dude.
That's what I was going to say. So I had an ice cream date in high school. That was like, I asked this girl out who I was like, she was cute and. I was kind of into her at the time. I was like, okay, let me ask her out and like try and get my Riz up in high school because I had zero game.
Did Riz was that even a word back then?
Will was like 5'7", 130 pounds.
90 pounds.
Wait, how tall
wet.
are you? How tall are you now?
6'1". I left high school 5'10", 5'9".
Bro, how did
you would not even recognize him.
I'm
we'll have to
so
find pictures.
Oh my god, please! Can I use a picture of like?
We need to show the.
I want to have like your high school pictures of you two, and then like y'all.
Yeah, I definitely had a glow up for sure. But so I asked her out, and she said yes, and then we met out. It's like a froyo place.
Yeah.
And
the froyo,
not the
grip
Froyo.
that Froyo places had in 2012.
It was a
2013.
Yeah.
They were everywhere.
Mini gummy bears.
It was going all right. Like the chat sucked. Like she was not ticking
The
both
chat.
ways.
We've been watching too much Love
I
Island.
was really bugged off.
Yeah, dude. But like we were like, it was like, oh hey, like tell me about yourself. She's like, I live here.
I like lip gloss, and I live here, and I go to the mall.
And the conversation sucked, and I just remember I was like, man, I just want to go home and play Xbox. Like that was my thought. And then
want to kill some Nazi zombies.
yeah, I want to go home and get back on the grind. But I remember what the nail in the coffin was after like 40 minutes of like the worst conversation ever. Like a family came in, and like family got their froyo, and they sat down next to us, and they're like, oh, like as families do in the Midwest, they're like, let's pray over this frozen yogurt. Which is like fine. I didn't think
so
why that's so funny to me because it's like frozen yogurt.
It's
like
100% a Midwest
where it's like,
thing.
dear Lord, thank you for the sugar,
the
salt.
bountiful blessing. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But she like stopped everything. She's like, oh, look at these idiots praying for their frozen yogurt. Like, what a bunch of freaking idiots.
Oh, she like said, oh
yeah, and she was like kind of like shitting on this family. And I was like, people can do what they want.
Yeah,
like it was
it's bad just to like. You're openly talking about people in front of them.
Shut.
But even if it was like after, it's like, to me, it's like a little it's like comical because it would be something I'd be like, I've never seen this before, but I wouldn't be like, oh, these like dumb people. Like
it was just uncomfortable. It was weird. And I was like, okay.
You're like, don't yuck their yum.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, but I was like, okay, like that sucked. And then I like dropped her off, and then I never spoke to her again. We went to high school.
Yeah.
It wasn't like ghost. She didn't reach out to me. I didn't reach out to her.
Yeah, you were like, that's happened. Where you're just like, let's just. It's okay to ghost if you mutually do it to each other, and you both are like.
But here's the funny thing about that. Like I was like, obviously we're not into each other.
Yeah.
I thought she picked up on the vibe, and she hated like the date with me as much as I hated with her. I was like, okay, we're mutually like that sucked.
Yeah.
Then like 3 years later,
you find out that she's like, it was really messed up what you did, Will.
Yeah, well, 3 years later, like one of my best friends from high school who like went to the same college, she went to UK. They like met at like some frat party.
Don't tell me they like are dating now.
No, like she was like,
No, they're
they were
married.
talking. She's like, oh, you remember Will? She goes, yeah, he went on a date with me. It was like one of the greatest dates I had, and like he never reached out.
It was the greatest.
Yeah, she was like, apparently she had the time of her life, and she was
You wouldn't
waiting
have
for
known
me
it.
to reach back out to her.
Oh,
And I was
poor
like,
gal.
This
sis.
is imagine this guy taking you out for froyo.
That is not. That's
Yes,
not
it's
Will.
Will.
That's not you.
That
That's
was
not your
me.
face.
This is the most important.
That's not your
Don't
face.
show the Jabberwockies video.
Will the Jabberwocky.
That is.
You gotta. He's the one in the white hat.
I went through a
Jabberwocky's
shameless
phase.
Jabberwockies era. I wanted to be a B-boy.
They had a full routine.
I was a B-boy, all right? I was gonna...
You ate the Jabberwocky.
I ate, and you can't say
Wait, this
otherwise.
is like a TikTok dance before TikTok dances. That jump. Oh my god. He's doing oh no, wait, he did like a little mini cheerleader fake out. Like we got some arm punching.
They got the crumping. They got.
This is so good.
We practiced that.
That's where Will's dance journey began.
Did you do like a talent show? Was that a talent show?
No, for gym. So for
Oh,
like,
that was like gym class.
in
Gym
7th
class
grade
hero.
gym.
He got like an A++++.
Yeah. In 7th grade gym, they taught us like all these dances. Like had a 2-step, 4-step. Like we had a hip hop like week, and
Oh
then
my
we had
God.
like classic dance week. And then at the end of like this month of like learning like different types of dance, they said you have to make a dance routine in your team. It can be whatever you want, and that was the final project of like our dance.
That's like when you're in like a Spanish class. They're like, we want you to make a rap video with the
You're like,
vocab,
no,
and you're like, I'll let you
please.
know this. Speaking of dance lessons, I remember in 9th grade, you know my friend Lexi?
Yes.
She was on like drill team. She's like a competitive dancer, all that stuff. I remember she came over to my house one time because she was going to teach me how to do all the dances before homecoming.
No.
Like I was like, I like literally don't know anything. She was like, Carly, I'm going to try to teach you how to do
No.
and it didn't work. It didn't
No,
work.
of course not.
I'm a solid like the invisible DJ, you know?
Oh,
Or like
okay.
yeah.
Or like I'm the classic at the wedding. Like I'm like, oh, I gotta go check out like the.
I'm like, oh, what's this over
yeah.
there?
Let me go check out the dessert table real quick.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah. Did you notice we left at our wedding? We walked out.
What?
Wait.
At our wedding, we went outside and spent like a solid amount
Oh,
of time.
yeah.
Yeah, we dipped out because I don't like to like. Be
I
on
thought
dance
you were like a runaway bride.
No, we
for-
Irish
I didn't want to
goodbye at our
Irish
wedding.
goodbye
Yeah.
for sure.
I was so sad that I couldn't take home all the cookies.
I know.
There was a lot of cookies left over.
I don't know what happened to him.
They were so good. Oh no, people were piling them. There was someone who took
Good.
them in a box.
Good.
Good.
Thank God.
Yeah. I was just really scared that the sparkler was gonna like light something on fire, but it didn't. I survived.
Good times.
But yeah, so thank you for coming on the pod today. I know I don't want to forget about the Met. We're going to the museum.
What's MAT stand for? Mega
Metropolitan.
Eastern Transgressions for Our Sins Museum.
That's it.
The Metropolitan Museum of Art.
We're gonna walk the stairs of the celebs.
You know what? What does metropolitan mean?
It means
Oh, I would not.
The politicians
Do you know the difference between
live in the
do you
metro.
know the difference between metropolitan and cosmopolitan?
What?
One's
I
a
didn't-
beverage and one's
What's
a place
what's
you
that?
live.
So like metropolitan is like a city. You're like, you know, or I think it's like all like city, and then cosmopolitan is like a worldly. I'm pretty sure.
And Neapolitan is the ice cream.
It's the ice
Once I get Metropolitan, Neapolitan.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream, and when Will gets wet shoes.
Dude, I don't want to put those shoes
The
back.
dogs are dried out.
Oh man. All right. Well, say goodbye to.
Thanks for having us, Carly. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.